Can I get the mic? Is it on? And please, yeah, the mic, if I can get it. So how you guys doing? Okay, we soon be. Okay, good everyone. And today we are looking at something very important in business. Last week we did look at client recruitment and retention. So it's different. We are going into something different beyond client recruitment and retention. It's about how do you build a business that endures. I'm sure you watch CNL, BBC Business, and you see this corporation have lasted 100 years, 150, 200 years. Oftentimes we hear stories of emerging entrepreneurs just dropping out of business after 2 years. Sometimes it's just even 6 months, and people just quit and said, okay, I'm no longer doing. It ought not to be so. There are fundamental principles you need to adopt when you are kickstarting a business if you want to build a sustainable one. These are some of the things I want to share with us today. And we're going to share, and I also want to encourage those of you that will be coming online, or probably we're going to share this video after today's training so that our members in different states can learn from this training. We're sorry that we have kept you people from enjoying what the Abuja people are enjoying, members of the club. Henceforth, we're just going to try to see how we go live, or probably have a recording of our training that you can go back and play and play and play again, and to be able to build good enterprises. Today, like I said, we're looking at business sustainability. And I want everyone to take this training serious. It's going to help your business, truly. I think I have the right to teach anyone on this, having kept a business enterprise for the last 21 years. So I think I should be able to share one or two things with you. These are part of experiences gained, mistakes made, and trainings attended. So I'm trying to just share some nuggets for the past 21 years with us. Business sustainability is a product of innovation. That's the truth. It's tied down to your ability to innovate. That's what business sustainability is centered on. There are different things I'm going to share with us today, but I want to lay some fundamentals. Is you can come talking about different strategies and the rest, but if you don't innovate, you'll be out of business. We'll talk about understanding. There are certain things you're going to learn about business sustainability, talking about understanding the present need of the market. You know, the way the market used to buy product before, it's not the way they used to buy product anymore. So you need to understand the market needs of the market, but it's all boiled down to innovation. Now, I want to share with you certain kind of innovation you might need to explore in order to sustain your business. Moreover, you cannot talk about sustainability if you're not enjoying some form of success. So you're talking about you're succeeding, now you want to sustain, and then you want to expand. The next edition will be talking about business expansion. Oftentimes, some businesses just try to expand quicker than necessary. And by the time they try the expansion program, everything collapses. It's because they don't have a strong base to actually sustain that expansion. But for today, we are talking about sustainability, and it's tied and it's connected to innovation, creativity, and innovation. I want you to write this down, or probably research this yourself after now. I want to look at 5 levels of innovation you should deploy if you want to build a sustainable business. The first one is product innovation. I'm going to give you some example. Product innovation. That's the first kind of innovation you should explore as a business owner. The next innovation is what we call the process innovation. It's not just having innovative product. You need to talk about process innovation. How do you innovate the process that you transfer value from the producer to the market? So process innovation is important if you want to sustain business. A good example is what happened during the crisis. Most businesses failed because they were not able to innovate. and they were not able to evolve. And so, in terms of crisis, we talk about business evolution. Now, during the crisis, the pandemic, most business suffered because of process innovation. Amazon today is a success story because of process innovation. And so I'm going to try and explain that the next thing we need to talk about is marketing innovation. You must try to look at your marketing system and ask, how do I innovate to be relevant? How do I stay relevant? How do I sustain progress? Market innovation is important. The fourth one is leadership innovation. One of the best example I can give in this case is the story of the CEO of Microsoft. There was a time he stepped down as the chairman of his company because he understood that he stepped down as the CEO of the company because he understood that that particular season of evolution in the ICT world, he would not be able to lead the transition. So he employed a more pragmatic CEO for that season. And the guy was able to sustain Microsoft growth. It was after the guy was able to bridge that season. So you being the largest shareholder of a company does not necessarily mean you can be the CEO for all seasons. So it's learning to understand, because when you say you are the CEO of a company, you are saying that you are the captain of that ship, is that not? But there might be some waters that you might not have the expertise to navigate. And so companies are beginning to understand this, and they are beginning to have what we call leadership innovation. They are beginning to adopt different leadership model, where sometimes you have sub-leadership, you have centralized leadership, you have unit leadership, and powers are given to certain sub-leadership to make certain decisions to be able to grow the company. So we need to talk about leadership innovation. The fifth one is pricing innovation. Now, you want to build a sustainable enterprise. There are more than 10 aspects of innovation you need to look into when kickstarting a business. But I want to share 5 with us today. The other 5, you've got to pay to learn them. And so this is free for all members of the club, and for those that want to, they're going to play this video. I encourage you to go to our YouTube channel where you have free business training. Click the subscribe link, and then you can play our videos from time to time. Just help yourself. Let's return back to the topic of the day, which is business sustainability. And I said that business sustainability is a product of innovation. That's what I said. Business sustainability is a product of innovation, and innovation can be categorized into 10 levels. But for the sake of time and the fact that this is a free training, we are looking at 5 levels. The first level, I just want to repeat this because of some of you that might just be coming online, and some of you that are just coming into the hall now. The first one, we talked about product innovation, then we talked about process innovation, then we talked about marketing innovation, then we talked about leadership innovation, and then we talked about pricing innovation. Now let's begin to look at these 5 levels of innovation in running a business or an organization. When we talk about an enterprise, it's not just about selling products, it could be service. So now, if we're talking about you want to sustain your business growth, how many of you remember Kodak? I don't know if any of you remember Kodak. Kodak was the main thing when it comes to photography. And those days, as children during Christmas, everyone go and get the pictures. You were excited about Kodak, but Kodak did not innovate. They got so carried away. They were the number 1 in the world when it comes to photography, but they refused to innovate, and they didn't study the time. Suddenly, Kodak is gone. Now they're trying to come back. They're trying to be relevant in going into what is it called? Televisions and other aspects of ICT. But you can imagine the number 1 photographic company in the world faded because of lack of innovation. But you need to understand what innovation is first. It's about adding value. increment in value. It's different from being creative. Is an increment in value, and I'll take it to the next level, which is an increment in value with an economic asset. So you can have increment in value that nobody is willing to pay for. It's not innovation. You cannot categorize that as business innovation. When you talk about business innovation, there must be something new and better, and then people must be willing to pay for it. And not only are people willing to pay for it, they have the capacity to pay for it. That is what innovation, when we talk about innovation in the business sense. So we need to look at products. What product do you have? Are you selling rice? Are you selling clothing? Are you selling beans? Are you into commodity trading? Are you into car? You need to ask yourself, how do I innovate my product? How do I add value? We talk about smart cars now. Now, I heard that people are no longer talking about smart vehicles again. There's a new name now for it. And who can tell? People have left the smart. I hope you know, smart is becoming archaic. People are moving to something else. So you ask yourself, and you know why you need to innovate your product? Because the needs of humans are changing every day. The way people used to eat is not the same way people eat. Like now, I'm learning how to avoid eating certain meal because doctor said it's not good for my size and it's not good for my age. So innovation is necessary when it comes to products. Sometimes innovation might just be an addition of a feature to the existing products, or look at just added more value, more feature, more benefit when it comes to service innovation and the rest. That is what comes to product. If you don't innovate products, you're into products, you're going to fade away very soon. I don't know if you used to know, and those days women used to tie head tie when they are going to party. Sometimes they go to church and they cover everybody's view. And then suddenly we had what we call auto gele came, and then in London people used to charge, how much do you charge to tie gele? £5. So you see Nigerian women, even then my wife used to do it. You just go to where they are having party, even if you are not invited, you just put no, you just put how do you put it again? Managing, I don't know what you could call it. Managing. So you just see Nigerian women that have stayed in the UK for long, they can't really tie gele, they will just come with a scarf. You just be tying five pounds, and before you know it, you have tied for 50 people, you have collected pounds. So you see most Nigerian girls, that's what it is in surviving weekend. So even my wife was doing that. She was just on Saturday. Even you see them sending SMS. Party is taking place in O2 Arena. It's not because of the parties to go and tie gele. So people just stand by the door collecting. So it is. But it got to a point. Nobody was doing it again. Because Auto Gele came. It dropped the price, and now that is innovation. And so we need to ask ourselves, how good are we? Are we forced? Because when we talk about business, you must have foresight. A good business must always research every day. What is coming out there? What is happening in my sector? I'll give you a catch. Okay, I don't want to share this because we are online. The secret of business sustainability is the ability to research. Understanding, you must research. The fashion industry, the educational industry, you must research. What is going online? There's so many online educational institutes that are making far more money than normal conventional institutions. And this is the product of innovation, service innovation. The next one we talk about process. We said process is about you. How do you even minister as a pastor? You must understand service. Something happened during the COVID. Before, you need your pastor to lay hand on you for you to receive blessings, or not? But when COVID came, suddenly people realized that you can do that without your pastor laying hand on you. Because now you can't see your pastor cannot see you. So there were some mites that were destroyed spiritually. That people think, if you don't, some people, if they don't go to church, physical church in a week, it's as if they are committed one sacrilege. But Suddenly, COVID came, and there was innovation. You know that churches came to new churches that innovated process came to the front row of religious, and we have some of them. I don't want to advertise for them, but you know them in Abuja. They became relevant. That when they finally, after the COVID and lockdown was stopped, these churches started holding 2 services, 3 services. Why? Because how did these people grow? It's through process innovation. They went online, daily services. Some of them even have churches. You see, during the prayer section, you have more than 5 million people. There's a particular church in Nigeria. There was a section they had for a week. Billions attended. But before COVID, before process innovation, there's no way they can have a center, a physical center, that will take 1 million people at a given point in time. But because of process innovation, they were able to reach billions of people globally. So I don't know what you're thinking about regarding your company, your product or services. You might be limited as a result of your process. I'll give you an example now. One of the things we're doing at the ambassador is to do process innovation. Now this training is being carried out on YouTube. Somebody in the US can play this tape after now. I can send it to a friend in Ukraine. They can watch it over there, because it's about process innovation. You ask yourself, why is it that my revenue is dropping? It's about process. You want to meet the client base that they are busy going to work during the daytime, but you know you've got to meet them. What do? Innovate your process, so that in their own free time they can go back and play your video. And you know what? If they enjoy what they are hearing, or they enjoy what you're providing, the goods, what happened? They can subscribe for a paid program, is that not? So beyond products, you need to have process. I'm giving you where you can begin to evaluate your business and find out why is it not working. You start with your products. Then look at the process. Remember, when I say products, I'm talking about goods and services. Am I meeting the real needs of my clients or the previous needs of my clients? You need to ask this question. So you talk about products, now you talk about process. Now once you're done with process, you need to now look at marketing. You need to carry out an innovation process in the area of your marketing model. What do I used to do before? How do I do it better? And remember, the core point of innovation is increment in value. And you cannot truly develop a good marketing strategy, innovate your marketing department without research. Something happened to us. We went and we deployed something we call social marketing. I've been teaching on that. I've thought about that for some time ago. And I've thought about social marketing. What is social marketing? Is employing the social skill to get clients. And we also talked about benefit marketing. How many of you have heard me talk about benefit marketing? Where people benefit something from you, but they end up selling things for you more. So we went and we set up a center in a local community. And business manager, you're there, and you'll be shocked, in that local community, 12 women signed up and paid their subscription. And we didn't stay there for more than 2 hours. So that is as a result of marketing innovation. We looked at ourselves and said, okay, we want 1,000 people from this environment. Can we bring the 1,000 people to Gwarinpa where we have our office? No. Why don't we look at a marketing strategy that can work? So we developed a marketing model that required us to go to that place, organize a kind of pet talk, and then share our vision and idea. And I'll tell you, not only did we have 12 subscribers in a single day, we had people buying our products. And now we're having orders from that place. That's the reason 2 of our staffs went to get more product today. That is product, that is marketing innovation. There are different strategies you can deploy when it comes to marketing innovation. First of all, find out what is working, what is not working. How do I make it work? Ask questions. Because what used to work 5 years ago might not be working this year. I don't know if you understand. One of the greatest things that can happen to you is to get hooked to past success story. I don't know if you understand. You used to do this way and it worked for you. It's not going to work. You need to innovate. There's a program we're having on Saturday in this place, in our center, working in line with a group of ministers of God. We decided to promote this thing through just SMS and call. In less than a few days of promoting this, we got 54 subscribers. With that, now in between today and tomorrow, we're going to get the remaining 49. You know what we did? Marketing innovation. We looked at the profile of the people we want. We look at the kind of things they respond to. We discovered that these people, they are the kind of people that wants to read letter, official letter. So we took official letter to some of them. Then we realized that some of them, majority of this group of persons don't read WhatsApp. So one of the things we shared in my team, we said, we're not going to use WhatsApp to reach out to these people. We're going to use SMS and we're going to use letter. And with that, people seeing our move, now we'll be hosting 100 participants in a program. It's about marketing innovation. If you are not selling, you've got to innovate. Are you getting it? You've got to innovate. Business is not all about what used to be. People are not the same. You are not the same. These are you used to be. So, client's attitude is no longer the same. So you've got to innovate in line with client's marketing attitude, how they want things to be sold to them. So marketing innovation is very important. Then the next one is leadership innovation. We talked about that. Look at yourself and say, okay, now what is our greatest limitation as a corporation? You should ask yourself that question. What is our greatest limitation as a corporation or as a business? And within your team, who is the person with the best strength in that area? I don't know if you understand. It's not about, you can have what we call operational leadership. I don't know if you understand the difference. Now, nobody's taking your position from you. The problem, why this is difficult in Africa, is that people are scared of their position. So if, for instance, I discover that Tunde is a natural marketer, and we discover that our marketing department is failing, and we need to boost our marketing department, who will I appoint as the operational leader of the organization for that season? It's Tunde. So that means, even me as a CEO, when we come to meeting, Tunde leads the way. I don't know if you get the point. It takes nothing from me. Because at the end of the day, you want results. So it's not that I envy Tunde. No, I know that Tunde is natural with marketing. So I allow Tunde lead that season. And what do? Recommend that Tunde train other people to be effective as he is. Tunde might have been employed just 2 weeks. But if I notice that within the 2 weeks of his employment, the marketing department scaled up. Now, under operational leadership strategy is to give Tunde responsibility of leading the team. I don't know if we understand what I'm saying. Now, because you must innovate if you must succeed. You must. And that is why you see companies like Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Facebook, making money. Like you see in some organization, they have what they call joint you hear of partnering MD. They have two MDs. Why? Because they discovered that these two, they are both leaders, but one is very skillful in management, while one is skillful in operations. So you see, some company design it the way you have vice president one, vice president two. I don't know if you've seen it, especially in most American-based company. They'll have vice president one in charge of operation, vice president two in charge of administration. The purpose is that when it comes to administration, you drive it as a vice president. When it comes to operation, you drive it as a vice president. Now, both vice presidents are equal, but they are different. Now, those days in schools, we used to have vice principal administration, vice principal what again? Who can remember the secondary school days? They have two vice principal in most secondary school, and vice principal administration, vice principal academics. That was actually an innovation that was designed to upgrade the educational standard of Nigeria, because they discovered that while some people are very skillful, they are good teachers, they are bad administrators. So they say, okay, you are a good teacher, you manage let the teachers become as good as you. Then the operation, the administration, be responsible for posting the teachers and taking care of their welfare. And it worked. So then the next innovation you want to look if you want to sustain your business is pricing. You must, and it is only in Nigeria somebody buys car and buys it and pays everything at once. The word is innovating pricing. You can price and pay within 12 months. You can buy a product and pay within 12 months. Is that not so? Why some will tell you pay 50%, you pay at this rate. One of the secrets of our recent success, we had a bit of challenge this at the initial part of this year. We did some innovation in the area of processing and pricing. One of the things we did with pricing is getting some people that pay 50% and then pay the remaining 50% at the end of 30 days duration. While we have some people that pay 0% and pay 100% at the end of duration. We were able to innovate our pricing to be convenient for those trusted sellers, and it's working for us because there are people that are good in selling but they don't have the liquidity. So we look at this and say, okay, we can work with you and you can get the. So I was actually speaking with someone earlier today, and he told me about what the organization too have started doing, and I said, wow, this is good. Everybody's beginning to realize that you want to sustain yourself in a business, you've got to innovate in the area of pricing. And I think it's a culture we in the Africa continent, in developing nations, should begin to deploy. Why keep products in your warehouse? Nobody is buying it when you can give to everybody and they are paying for the next 6 months. All the product is gone. I don't know if you understand, because you have pricing innovation in place. So these are key when you want to innovate and you want to sustain your business. Don't forget the 5 levels, the 10, but I choose to share: product, process, marketing, leadership, and pricing. If you sit well with your team, you're going to realize that you're going to find out where you're missing it. Like I said, what used to work 6 months ago might not be working again this month. So you must constantly innovate in line with present reality. There are some things I'm going to share from one of my books. I think I wrote, how many of you have read this book? Okay, I'm just going to share with you. If you go to page 99, talking about business sustainability, I said the first thing is clear vision and business goal. Nobody sustains a business without clear vision and business. You can't. You want to sustain your business, you need to have clear vision. Where are you going? Where do you see yourself? If I know where I'm going, even if there are obstacles, so list your clear vision and go. The next thing is have good need analysis. Always have a team of people. When you ask, say, please, do you understand the need of the market? Do you understand the need of the market? Because you might be providing something people don't need. That's the truth. One of the things, one of the setback of an addict entrepreneur is that we are passionate with our vision. Is that not? And sometimes that can work against us because you might be holding on to something that is no longer working. People that will tell you, this is the way we used to do it. If it's not working, it's not working. And if it's one of the reasons why things don't work is because you are not meeting people's needs. Are you getting it? You are no longer a priority when it comes to the need list. They can do without you. They can do without you. So the key here is, first is clear vision and business goal. The third thing, always analyze the need of your customer segment. Now look at what I wrote in the book. I said, find the type and nature of need in a given demography or target market. I said, when the needs occur or is more prevalent. You need to know when needs occur or is more prevalent. You can make money. There are certain needs you can make. I'll give you for instance. There's a free gift to some of you. You know that if you are to invest this year in commodity, where will you invest? Who can tell? Free. Who can share with me? Among the audience, where do you think you should invest more? In commodity, food. I hope you know that. Now, how much is palm oil in the market now? When we went to set up the place at Massacre, a lady told me there that granite oil 10 liter is going for 17,000 to 18,000. 10 liter. Now 17,000 times 2 is how much? 34,000. That means 20 liter is 34,000. So you now see that it's close to the 38,000 we're selling the 25 liters. And Dilma when she was telling me, I just kept quiet. I didn't want to let her know I've gotten information from her. Now, if somebody is buying granite oil, 10 liter for 17,000. Now, I said something, and it's like most people don't catch this drift when I say things like that. Palm oil now in local markets where they are processing it is going for 18, 19 now. Normally, it is 10,000 at this point in time. It starts rising in the month of May. We just have a few days to May. How much are you going to buy palm oil in June? So this is how you analyze needs. So I said, when the needs occur or is more prevalent, associated needs similar to the product. Find things that are similar to certain products and you know if you're going to make money. Now, if you ask questions from people selling phones, they're going to tell you that people that sell phone accessories make more money than people selling main phone. Except you are selling iPhone. How many of you realize that is true? So now, most time people spend millions investing in selling big phones, and they have so many phones in the shop. Why somebody selling accessory is making more money than them? So you can read my books and find that I talk about good product development. I'm just giving a summary. And the third thing you should look at is good product development if you want to sustain. How do you develop your product? Good product development is important. We talked about creativity and innovation, which is the foundation for business sustainability. We talk about business forecasting. One of the greatest strengths of a good entrepreneur is the ability to forecast where the money is going. It's important. Now you must also learn to manage your human resource. Innovate in the area of human resource. I didn't share that, but I just want to include that. The kind of staff you used to have is not the kind of staff you can employ in this 22nd century. You know, certificate is not enough to employ you again. How many of you know that? Now, when people want to employ, they're looking for skills. Do you have bring in some new set of personalities, some skills, and you discover that your business moved from one level to the and you can sustain growth? Something happened just yesterday. Most people in the area of digital economy. A lot is already happening in digital economy. I hope we know that. Is it Burundi or one African country just made it a legal tender yesterday? And when I heard the news, I said, fine, this is big deal for Nigerians. Because now all I need to do is to trade in that country, convert my money into the money, and bring it into Nigeria. Must be in line. Skills that will be extinguished in the next 2 years, not 5 years. I'm telling you, there are some skills that will be extinguished in the next 2 years. Are you sure you'll be relevant in the next 2 years? I don't even understand what the question I just asked. The skills you presently possess, will it be relevant? Because in the next 2 years. Now, one of the reasons most businesses don't sustain is lack of financial management skill. You don't know how to set aside money for the future. So opportunity shows up, suddenly you don't have money to invest. Because every money that comes to you, you spend. It's one of the reasons I was shocked to find out in the year, is it 5 years ago, where Apple had more than 200 billion in the, not shares or cash. And Tesla owner, what's his name? You said? Elon Musk, sorry, just bought Twitter. Why was that possible? Bought Twitter for 40 billion US dollars. Bought all the shareholders out of it and became the only shareholder. These are men that plan for the future. They keep money for investment. Just sell a little bit of it and it was done. So do you spend all the money that comes to you? It's even part of what I'll be teaching to pastors next week on Tuesday. Why most churches fail. There are pastors that in the offering and tithe, there are some money set aside for business, for future development, and for investment opportunity. When they go for a program and money is given to them, they don't buy a new car. Because suddenly, I've arrived as a pastor, I want to also use Jeep. They plan the future. I've seen young men make little cash, then suddenly you want to buy a car too. Is car an asset? I don't know, car is good, you need it for mobility, but your first income and suddenly you are in big trouble. Except you are using it for business. So have management skill if you want to sustain your business. Don't get your business to a point where your liability is more than your assets. Don't become like, I'm sorry to use the word, don't become like Nigeria that we spend all our money paying debt. Our budget, recurrent expenses, our OPEX is so high. We don't have money for capital projects. The next thing is your customer relationship. The reason why most businesses don't last, including our own business, what we're suffering now, I'll tell you, is as a result of poor business communication, poor customer relationship. You will not succeed in business if you don't tell yourself the truth. Because one of the things that will help you succeed in your business, you'll be able to diagnose the problem of your business. It's as a result of poor customer relationship. When you promise clients you're going to do certain things for them and you don't do it within 24 hours, you must send them an apology. When you don't send them, they assume you're a liar. I don't know if you get the point. I'm going to be sending so and so SMS to everybody after this training, and you don't send that. Once you realize that, before you do anything, you must send first before apologize. Now, the next one is competitor analysis. If you're ever going to sustain business, you must learn to analyze your competitors in that sector. What are the people in the fashion industry doing? How do I develop my USP? I hope we all know what USP is. Your unique selling point. What are you bringing into the system? What gap are you filling? Actually, the best way to enter a sector is to discover the gap that will make, is the gap you feel that makes you relevant. What gap am I coming to fill? And how do I constantly fill this gap? It is what makes you remain relevant. And that's what we talk about business sustainability. So you are researching, are there other companies going into fashion accessories? Fashion branding. You know, there are different areas. Can I occupy this? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can you just probably say, I'm going to fill a gap for children traditional outfits, and that's all you do? There was a time when we used to run a salon. I was discussing with some, just that we lost interest in that. Do you know that if you set up a salon, you call it little beauties or little princesses, where it's just children you take care of, not adults. And the place is like, you make sure the salon looks like, what is the latest and movies that came out recently that we watched? What is it called? Frozen. You design the salon to look like Frozen. Children will be queuing. They'll book to come to tell their mother to bring them there. And it's just, you are not doing air for adults. It's just children between the age of 3 to 12 to 13. That you take care of. Ability to fill a gap, and ability to keep filling that gap is what leads to business sustainability. Now, you cannot sustain a business without legality. So most businesses are not sustained because they are not even started, they are not registered. Some set of people came to my office recently. Was it yesterday? Saw some people I was having a meeting with. Now, they met a governor that was willing to give them 5 billion naira for a project. They were sharing it with a governor that will be leaving. So I won't call so that nobody will come and ask me who is that governor. Now, but this happened. Do you believe that these people don't have a registered? I almost slapped them when I was discussing with them. No registered company, no company accounts. I don't know. It was yesterday it dawned on them that they're like begging me with everything. Please, we want you to be. I said, I cannot be a director of your company. I'm just going to help you people for free. And the idea was so beautiful. So I understood why the governor wanted to put 5 billion inside the project, but they had no structure. So how do you sustain if there's no system and structure? How do you sustain? For instance, I have a daughter of mine. She's even the Olemi Moka. Now, if today somebody comes and says giving 2 billion naira, 2 million to upcoming fashion industry to promote their business, and they say they should please submit the document in the next 48 hours. What happened? You think things like that don't happen? Or you put things. So why am I ending with this? You can't talk of business sustainability when you don't have system and structure. Before you buy the next bag, the next shoe, begin to invest in your system and your structure. And I'll end by saying this: the secret, the main secret of this sustainability of the ambassador for the last 21 years is God. However, I'm going to tell you something without taking it away from God. It has been our system and our structure. There's no money you want to give me, whether it's euro, pounds, naira, dollar, that we don't have account for it. So you can't escape. And these accounts have been there for more than, there's no account we have that has not been there for more than 12 years. Before there's none. There's no document you are looking for. Because you cannot talk about business sustainability without the first S. 3S: system, structure, and strategy. You can't sustain your business. Because it will be like putting water into baskets. Whether you're a pastor listening to me, you want to be like those big time pastors, go and study it. Why the Catholic Church is still succeeding today is system and structure. Let a pope come and go, the Catholic Church remains. It's been there for 2,000 years. That's the truth. It's part of what I'm inviting you a pastor, because what sustains a church is system, structure, and spirit. The Spirit of God. But most of you know the Spirit of God, but you don't have the system and the structure for the Spirit of God to abide in. So the Spirit of God only cannot, there's no continuity. So by the time the general overseer dies, the church is gone. Everybody carry chair. Who will collect TV, take TV, run. Somebody will now to drive the general overseer will move with the car. The one way know the house where nobody know, convert the house quickly to another church name. Before you know, everybody have taken ownership of property. The church land that they bought in Abeokuta, somebody that is aware of it will just quickly convert that one to his property. But you know what? The Catholic Church knows where all his property is. That even if you are a cardinal in the US, you cannot bring down the Catholic Church. You can be dismissed by the Pope, and the Catholic Church will still stand. Even if the Pope is removed, the Catholic Church will still stand, because it is a system and a structure that have passed through fire. So while you're praying for growth, while you're praying for sustainability in your business, what system do you have in place? Actually, the reason why people give you money is because they have seen your system and your structure, and they know it's not about you. It's no longer about you. I'm the CEO of the Ambassador Advisory and Investment, but I'm not the chairman of the board, because like the program we went to open in Massacre, I had a one-on-one meeting with the chairman of the board in his house to discuss about the program. So I have this idea. We're thinking of innovating in our, we're thinking of developing our marketing strategy to be able to attract people. Now the whole idea is that people should not see us coming well, but we are making sales. So that we become like octopus, make sales in different areas. With that, the central become that of administration. Before, the center used to be the marketing unit. The new model is that the central should be for administrative purposes, while the marketing and operational basis takes place in the different routes. So that I don't have to move 2 trailer load of rice to this office. But in a day, we can sell 10 trailer load of rice across Nigeria without more than 20 coming into this office. So we restructure our marketing model. But you know what? I didn't wake up alone to decide it. I had a one-on-one meeting with the chairman of the board of directors. And that is because we have leadership innovation 3 years ago. And that leadership innovation is helping us. Where I stepped down as the chairman of the board of directors, and a new chairman was appointed. Before, it was easy for me to, because I'm a pastor and a businessman. So an organization can come and say, sir, we need 5 million for certain things, or we need 1 million, 2 million. I will just say, okay, because it's off. You get the point? I'll just approve it and let it go. But now, since we have a new chairman of the board, I can no longer do that. I don't know if you understand that. So what happened? Once it crossed certain money, even if my emotion wants it, I take it to the chairman of the board. We discuss. The chairman of the board can say, son or CEO, I don't think we should do this now. And I'll tell you the truth. Because of that leadership innovation, the ambassador has been saved. Because I can no longer sit alone and just make some decisions that can jeopardize the growth of the ambassador. So it is important you look at this 5 areas of innovation if you want to build a sustainable enterprise, whether it's a business or it's a church or it's a religious organization, either a mosque or it's an NGO. Go back to your business and begin to work with your team. Ask yourself, do we need product innovation? I'll give you, for instance, there's something we discovered. I'll just give you a little sample. No, I won't share this because before a company pick this strategy and deploy it, there's something we are working on regarding our rice. We have innovated. Something is about to come to the public because we want it. Because we're going to launch it. We want the public to see it. We have 2 products that we're working behind the scene. One is a beverage. Another one is our rice. But it's going to be something that will eat the market big. That's product innovation. The next thing is process. We've changed our process, how we transfer value to the market. People don't have to come to this office to get value. They can get value from where they are. So, and that led us to get a logistic vehicle. And we're thinking of getting one line so that we can supply products. And the good thing is that people are paying for the transportation. So what happened? We're making more money for the logistic also. Because you pay for us bringing the product to you. Because we discovered that people no longer go to get products somewhere. So if you are waiting for people to come to you, they see the system is no longer what it used to be. It is you that must innovate. Now we talked about marketing innovation. Change your marketing strategy if it's not working. Don't feel bad to change it. Because it's not your fault. It's just that the ecosystem is changing. And you must keep changing. You must. You must. So change your marketing strategy. Now, the next is leadership innovation. Look at, I just shared one where I used to be the chairman of the board. I'm no longer the chairman of the board. It's saving us a lot of problems because now there are decisions I don't take alone. And you need other people to give you counsel to be able to have quality decision-making process. And like I said, when you discover any weakness in your team, look out for somebody that can lead the pack at that point in time. Recently, I told my staff that I'm looking for who will retire me. But they thought I was joking, but I wasn't joking. Because the truth is this, a time will come, I will not be the suitable candidate to lead the ambassador advisory, whether I like it or not. Because I will not be fitted for the challenges that a particular generation will. I don't know if you get the point. So what the role I'll be playing there will be that of guidance. Because this There are people that are coming that are smarter than us. What they need is guidance, because they are thinking in alignment with the generation. So one of the things I'm shopping for is a new CEO. You ask, because it's a reality out there. I want to be a guide, because every generation is unique. And we talk about time, season, and dispensation. There are some things I can't learn again except I want to kill myself. No, that's the truth. I can't go and start learning coding at this age. Even if I want to learn, it's the basic. But there are some things that are natural to people between the age of 25 and 30. Because they grew up in that generation. They just know, they didn't have to learn it. Just like your child now knows how to operate your phone more than you. How many of you can bear witness? You see a 2-year-old child playing with, will even take you to places in your phone you have never gone to. Because they grew up with that. That is their own time. So you expect me to be developing solution for them when I don't understand the problem. You can't provide solution for a problem you don't understand. There are some people talking to you, you don't even know what they are talking. Because to you can't understand the dynamics of the situation. So that is part of leadership innovation. So a good organization, you must begin to look at generational leadership. How do you get people to begin to look, how do you source for generational leadership? I talk to my business manager from time. We have one. I talk to them. I'm sourcing for that CEO. Every time I go out, I see a candidate. Like, what I say, is this my replacement? And I don't know why people are afraid of people replacing them. Because in me, I know with all humility, I don't have a good understanding of the problem of this generation. And what I would like is our generation, we are getting older. Most of the people when I was doing NYC, the student I taught, today some of them have PhD. The student I taught in secondary school. So that can tell you that we're all getting old, whether we like this. Even like shave your beards every week, you are getting old. If you like wear jeans and trim the jeans to make you look young, you are getting closer to your grave. So the issue is innovate leadership. Don't be afraid. Begin to look at how do you innovate leadership? How do you give space to the young generation with their own knowledge and input to begin to add value to your organization and understand the place of leadership, responsibility, and make decisions. Then provide guidance. Then the final one is pricing, and learn to innovate in the area of pricing, especially in this time and season where we have limited cash flow. You must develop pricing innovation for your organization. And if you want to read more about that, you can order for the book The Entrepreneur's Guide. An advanced version is on the way where we have added more things, so that you can truly. The advanced version is like the Entrepreneur's Bible. That is what we are calling it. Where you have a problem, you just go to that area, look at it. What does Innovation 2.2 said? Thou shalt not kill. I'm just kidding. So we're working at the advanced version. It's called the Entrepreneur's Bible, and you'll be able to use that to run your business. But for now, you can get this one. It will help you to succeed. That is where we're going to be stopping today. Hopefully next week we're going to share more light in different area of business. And I don't know if I should open to question and answer question for those in the hall. Is there anybody in the hall that wants to ask question? If there is none, is there anybody? Okay, what's your question, sir? Can somebody give me mic? Can give me the second mic then?
You make the same production. I look at this. You do this. Different organization things like Bata, Lena, Omakas.
Yeah.
Mama Khan is the first person that was making food in their like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is done. But the next time for the class was closed. The same thing with 11 and Bata. Now working Bata almost 3 years. And the whole life something around. But now there is no Bata. Now the same guy, he said he made his close up. And the house in the Bata.
Yeah.
He was close up. In the class is like the team that made matches. And this the call for Switzerland, the West, the West, they make the matches. But now it's not working again. They want to do this. So the time goes out, business goes like Mama Cass. She's one of those that Lagos, you know, the one started
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you are right. There's so many. I should just actually, you can imagine. I've even forgotten Mama Cass. Do you know Mama Cass? You can imagine. This generation, they don't know Mama Cass. Mama Cass used to be the main thing. So that's the point. You know what killed Mama Cass is product and process innovation. You must, these 5 innovation I gave, don't joke with it. Whether you're running a business, you're running a ministry, if you fail in this area, it will cost you. Bata is trying to come up again. They have, and you have, you go to the mall, shopping mall, you're going to see Bata. But it's just that other companies have replaced them. So now, instead of them to be the first, they're trying to catch up. But most of us use Bata when we were going to boarding school. I remember as I was going, that was what my dad, the sandals they bought for me, was actually Bata. Bata was synonymous to sandals. And when you talk about Bata those days, but now it's coming up again. We hope that, we pray they succeed, but they're almost coming up too late. They gave too much room for other people to fill, because there's no vacuum in leadership. If you don't occupy that space, somebody will occupy it. And most times, once someone occupies that position, it is difficult to displace them if they understand the principle of innovation. So that is part of the mistake Bata made. It's like that in every business. And sometimes you get so comfortable in your business and it costs you a lot. But you must catch up. There was a time that, even in my organization, there was a time we were the main team in Abuja, but we got comfortable. We were in less than a year, we were in 10 states. We got too comfortable. I'm teaching experience too. Are you getting it? You don't get, because you know, one of the things is that when you are leading, people are studying you to do what you are doing and to do it better. So when you are number one, you have to work twice, so that the number two does not catch up with you and overtake you. A number one does not work. You work twice or thrice what your number two is working, because there are people that are studying you, learning from your, most of the savings you see people doing now, some of the things people are doing now, we started it. But the truth is that we fail, and because I want you to learn from our experience too. We fail in leadership innovation, not putting the right people, management, the right people, and then we fail in innovation. Now, if you fail in some of this area, it will affect you. So you must daily study this area every month. Am I innovating in this area? Because there are people studying you to catch up with you. I'll give you, for instance, the first 5D cinema. I'm sure today you are aware of this. It started here. The first 5D cinema in Nigeria started here. But what happened? Process innovation was faulty. The way value was given to the client. Now, the big boys in town came here. It was always jam-packed. They came, pick the 5D, took it to Silverbird Galleria, took it to different place, and because there was process innovation in Silverbird, they had product innovation. People preferred to go there. There was no need to come here. And again, they had space there, and they had other auxiliary services over there. Suddenly, this place died. Equipment more than 280 million went down the drain because of lack of process innovation. So it can happen to you. You can have the best of ideas, but if you don't have these 5 levels of innovation, your business will not be sustained. Every time a new business shows up, people copy it. They are watching the business, and by the time they finish it, it will look as people will not even know you started it. Today you have 6D, 7D in Lagos now, but who will believe that the first 5D cinema took place in Etenge? This way, downstairs where you have the supermarket, I don't know, that is where you have the major cinema where it looks as if you wear the glass, it will take you into the wall. You will think you are in the movie. I don't know if any of you was part of it. You just wear the glass and you'll be part of the movie. And if you are, and the way it was done is that if it's raining, you start seeing dews touching you. In this place. And how much was it then? 500 naira. People were queuing. But today, everybody. So it happens. It can happen to the best business. Anybody can be a victim of lack of innovation. You can. So you don't rest. Companies in the US have learned from their mistakes in the UK. Billion-dollar enterprise have lasted 50 years, 100 years, died because of lack of innovation. Died. That is why in your organization, always have transgenerational leadership. What does transgenerational leadership? They help you stay in tune and let them know they have leadership priorities. They will speak to you in their own challenge. They are the one that announce the danger coming. I don't know if you get the point. Why the mid generation manage the crisis, the older generation provide guidance. But if you don't have a transgenerational leadership, you don't innovate your leadership structure, you will see the danger coming. When you have an organization that all the leaders are men in their 70s bowing down to greet each other, that's what happened to Kodak. No young person in the system, in the leader, telling them that there's a new technology where phone will do this. They're all well organized, disciplined, but danger was on the way. They didn't see it. And they went down the drain. Okay. Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah.
I want you to bring more light on structure, system, and structure.
Yeah, for you to be able to sustain your business, you need these 3 first. So we can call it the 4 S of business sustainability: system, structure, strategy before sustainability. No, they are now in Europe. We have what we call sustainability manager. How many of you see it now as a portfolio? In all big organizations, they have sustainability manager, and the sustainability managers actually manage innovation and creativity. That's what they do. It's just the name for that. They are the one that research danger coming. What do they do ahead of time? In Dubai, they call it futuristic managers, where the futuristic manager can predict solution for 20 years to come. They have organizations like that. So when we talk about systems and structure, it's like when you're building a house. Systems are like containers, like foundations. Like when God wanted to create the universe, God created system first. Is that not? He created the water system, the atmospheric system, the solar system. He created system first. Now, as soon as he finished created system, he created structure to govern the system. So you have leadership structure, operational structure, administrative, that are in system to sustain system. Are you getting it? Now, it is only when you have structures and systems, you now bring in strategies. Strategies are the flesh that you put on system that makes things work. What is your market strategy, your communication strategy, and the rest? These are what sustain systems and structure. Now, most people have strategies, but they don't have system and structure. So it's like you're having a body without skeleton and joints and all those things. So you are not putting flesh. What will hold the flesh? Who will implement the system? Who will implement the strategy? Now, most organizations are people driven, which is not bad, but your organization must be system driven. So that if I leave the ambassador today and I go to manage my company in the UK, the ambassador should succeed as if I was not even missed. That's how you know there's a structure and a system. Because I can be anywhere in the world and send strategy. I don't know if you get the point. I can be with for instance now, and we're on phone and I'm sending strategy, we're discussing strategy. So you can do strategy anywhere in the modern era. But strategy will not work if there is no system or structure. Because there's also what we call stratagem, which is not strategy. Every good organization practice both stratagem and strategy. What is strategy? Strategies are the things you plan to do that you share with people. Your staffs, they are aware of it. But every organization must also possess stratagem. Stratagem are battle principle that you intend to deploy that even some of your staffs are not aware. One of the strengths of the ambassador is our stratagem, not our strategy. Strategy, anybody can know your strategy. You can advertise your strategy on the platform, but your stratagem, you don't tell people. For people to know stratagem is a product of trust and leadership. Because if people know your strategy, they can collapse your system. I don't know if you get the point. So stratagem is like what I was training one of my daughters, teaching her how to know stratagem. Most people are good with strategy, but they are not good with stratagem. Every big organization in the world has stratagem. That's why as they are planning, from nowhere you just see them do something. It's not that they just did something. No. That thing was in the document, but it's a stratagem that it was only meant for those that needed to know. So in business, adopt both strategy and strategy. It's not everything you tell people. Because you have competitors out there. They study your strategy, so they try to copy your strategy. But if you have strategy, and by the time they are copying your strategy, it's like playing what? You just drop a strategy and they get shocked, they get confused. Because now they have copied you to a point, only for you to just bring one card. And that single card you bring confuses them. They don't know the next step. That's the beauty of stratagem. So I don't even answer your question in the area of systems and structure. And especially for a church, because I know you're a pastor, most churches are failing because lack of system and structure. That's the truth. Not because they were not called. God will not give you what you cannot manage. He can give you what you can. He can do. They say he's able to do more than we can ever ask or think, but not more than what we can manage. Because God hates waste. So if you cannot manage 500,000, God won't give you 2 million naira business. So that is why most anointed people are limited, because of the lack of system and strategy, not able to manage system. And so they stay in one position for long, not building capacity. And it's a problem of most Christians praying to God. So it's like God does not answer prayer. No, it's not as if God does not answer prayer. You lack the capacity to manage what God. And most people say it's not true. You know how you know it's true? The last time you have 5,000, what did you do with it? Go and ask yourself. The last time 100,000 came into you, and what did you do with it? You just got your answer there. God is not wicked. God is not. Build capacity, resources will show up. There's a Chinese proverb that said, when God is not wicked, I'll tell you the truth. If God gave you opportunity to manage 200,000, you stole 10,000 from it. Because of his love, he won't give you 2 million. And you think he hates you. Because he does not want to enhance your ability to go to hell. He's still trying to keep you from managing 200,000. You're talking of 2 million. Are you getting it? Let's get that done. See, I'm being frank. One, as you pray, now we're talking spiritual. As you pray, build capacity. Nothing gives you release blessing quicker upon somebody's life like capacity. And I'll quote scripture for you. The Bible says, strengthen the place of your cord, make it large, enlarge it. He's talking about capacity building. I confess my sin. There was a time somebody gave me business some years ago, and I wasn't giving the person the right account balance because I was practically lying, whether you call it any name. The person, and the Lord told me one day, said, do you think it's the person that gave you? I'm the one that made the person to give to you. So I repented and I confessed my sin to the person. It wasn't as if I stole the money, but you know how you want to top money to something to get, maybe you do something for 300, you say you do it for 350 because you believe now you do it. The Lord, and I'm coming, we'll do the payment. Now, the Lord will say, I can't trust you. And the scripture the Lord gave me, he said, he that is, what is it? Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. He said, he that covereth his sin shall not prosper. I said, wow. So I knelt down and said, Lord, I'm sorry for every sin every cover I've taken by deceit. Every money I have. Even there was a day my wife even had, she learned from me and she made confession. You know, as your wife, your wallet belongs to them. So one day my wife came to me and said, honey, I took some money from your wallet. I said, is that a crime? She said, but I didn't tell you. I said, And I said, maybe God told her to come and confess. So she confessed and I was pleased. But you know what the Lord told me? He said she was right because that was limiting her financial blessing. So there are some things we do that limit us. You can't grow beyond your capacity of integrity. And integrity is what you do when nobody is looking. It's not what you do in the presence of people. That's what spiritual integrity is. I repented. So when people suddenly come to me and say they are giving me 2 million, 10 million, this thing, that to invest, it wasn't by chance. It's because there have been I'm not bragging, I've suffered, I've also missed it. I've had to repent personally to be able to qualify for that level of trust between God. Men don't give you, it's God that command men to give you. You can be close to billionaire and they won't give you anything because God have not placed it in their heart. It is when the Bible says the heart of king are in his hands. Your uncle can be a billionaire, be helping everybody and not help you. You might hate him, it's not his fault. God has not put your name in his mind. The day God put your name in his mind, he won't sleep. He'll be the one to call you that day and say, my son, my daughter, that money, come and get it. Once we amend our ways, God will. Because God is too faithful to fail. That one I can tell you. If there's nothing I know God cannot lie. So whether you're a business person, trust God, build capacity, put systems and structure in place, and get ready, the money will come. The money will come. So God bless you all for being part of today's training, business clinic. We look forward to next Thursday. Now, I want you to go. We're going to share this link on our platform. Do us a favor, share the link. And if you are not part of our YouTube channel, click it and subscribe. Every Thursday, we'll see. This is online. We're going to keep sharing the links. Just encourage as many people to watch this video. You might just be saving somebody's life. Somebody that is believing God for money might just hear this thing and go and repent. And before you know, the money come. Just say, Lord, I'm sorry. I abused the opportunity you gave me. I lied. Forgive me. As simple as that. And make up your mind never to do it again. You'll be shocked how money will come. Every time the enemy make you lie in the way of money, just trying to deny you God's blessings. God bless you all. You have a great day and stay blessed. Bye for now. Don't mind them. Thank you for clapping.